Hello, this is Tim Graham, and this is Next Level Strategies, my video podcast or blog or whatever you call these things. I call them power words. And I am aware that I'm a week behind on power words. I missed last week. The answer is I was out of country and coming back. I've just kind of been out of sorts and haven't gotten it together yet. But one thing I did do is this last week, I had a presentation to a group of professionals about why I was out of country, made some cool, this great slide deck, and I'm going to share it with you. That's what we're going to talk about today. So let me get that fired up. All right, going to share that screen. That one. Terrific. All right, so here we go. So the title, I've got Playground Build Ecuador, July 2023. You see my wife and I, my beautiful blonde, one of my beautiful daughters, and myself, we had this amazing opportunity to be able to serve a community that was astoundingly less fortunate than we are. And they were in the country of Ecuador. And so the organization that we did this with is Kids Around the World. So before I dig into exactly what my family was doing, let me talk about Kids Around the World. All right, here we go. So Ecuador Playground Build. Here we go. It was a terrific opportunity. We really enjoyed it. It was down in Ecuador through Kids Around the World. And Kids Around the World is a U.S.-based nonprofit organization out of Rockford, Illinois. Their mission is sharing God's transforming hope with kids and their communities through food, play, and story. So the food is just that. It's food distribution, providing a consistent, nutritious meal for children in an impoverished community. Since 1994, Kids Around the World has distributed 62.8 million meals. In 2022 alone, there was 11.1 million meals distributed, and they are on track for 2023 to distribute over 15 million meals. That one meal packet that you see there on the screen, it's a combination of rice, some lentil beans for some protein, some dehydrated vegetables, and the most important aspect of it is a flavor new vitamin and mineral packets inside of it for nutrition. With the playgrounds, there is a significant amount of international independent research which demonstrates again and again the power of play and the well-being of a child in their emotional development, their social development, their physical development, academic development. Kids Around the World believes that the playgrounds communicate not just the value of the child, but the value of childhood. And that is something that is often missed in the poorest communities. Story clubs, or story is the last one, and that is story clubs. I mean, here in America, our kids enjoy the encouragement, support, and mentorship of coaches, scout leaders, swim clubs, librarians, and Sunday school teachers, choir directors, band directors, taekwondo. The list goes on and on of what is available to our children here in the United States. But in third world countries, and particularly the poorest communities, do not have these positive influences. Kids Around the World partners with local community leaders and churches to establish these story clubs, kids clubs, to foster encouragement, positive social interaction, and values-based training through interactive storytelling. When you combine all three of these elements together, you've got the food, you've got the play, you've got the story into one community, that creates what Kids Around the World calls a hope zone. As of the end of 2022, they have implemented 54 hope zones in 3 different countries. And this is what my family and I participated in. We helped install a playground to complete a new hope zone. We were down in Ecuador. It was called La Laguna, Ecuador, and it's yeah the little town. It's so small. It's not on the map. You can see the first map there of just trying to get a reference to where Ecuador is. Then within the country of Ecuador, where La Laguna is, and then zooming in even further. Except for the Kids Around the World Scout that went out and prepared the way for us to come. There is no one in the village that can remember anyone from America ever coming to their community before. So we were kind of like celebrities. Got to say, it was kind of cool. But to be honest, maybe more like the circus. Maybe that's a better example of what we were doing there. We were a team of 21 members, volunteers from multiple states here in the US. Most of us did not know each other before we showed up at the airport in Ecuador. Our purpose was to install a playground, provide friendly interaction with the community through interpreters, observe a story club, and participate in the food distribution, all in about 4 days. So we were very busy. This is our playground build. We started uh, we started from mud. I mean, just bare dirt. We had to measure out and lay out the playground where things needed to be dug. We needed to dig the holes, and then it's every bit as hard as it looks. But then add to it some fresh clay mud just clinging to your boots. So it's still the rainy season down there in Ecuador, and it rained, and there was more than one hole we had to scoop the water out of just to complete our work and get some concrete into it and those kinds of things. So it was muddy wet, but I'll tell you, it was just very gratifying work. We started with the bare site, plotted it out, dug the holes, and after that, it was pretty much like a giant IKEA furniture build, except having extra parts and bolts is at the end of it was not acceptable. We needed to do it right. Uh, Despite how satisfying good hard manual labor is, the interacting with the community itself was by far more enjoyable. The men came out and helped as much as they could. They were very hard workers and happy to lend a hand. The kids were just constantly around the site watching what we were doing, and some of them tried to jump in and lend us a hand as much as they could. And the ladies, every day they had a different Ecuadorian pastry that we were eating at. So it was just a really neat time, and they did not let the language barrier stop them from demonstrating just their appreciation for our involvement in their community. You can see that guy with me on the donkey. He could speak a little English, and he was coming around and saying, "Make my burro famous, put him on Facebook." And so everybody got a picture with on the donkey, and it was just really funny to interact with him. We got to observe several story club events, which the kids really love, and the parents just you can tell they're laughing and having a good time around the edges watching. We also had the opportunity to go to several people's homes and meet their families. Through an interpreter, we were able to have conversations with them. They were so pleased that we would come to their homes and so generous. Just every one of them had something that they wanted to give to us, some kind of food or drink. Having glass in your window was really a luxury in this community. And I got to tell you, my shed at home probably has fewer holes than some of these homes did, but just wonderful people that were there. All right. In conclusion, for this, of course, yes, the work was just really gratifying. Being able to serve these people and just their appreciation of it it was really gratifying. And but being a dad, it was also terrific to see the genuine smile on my 17-year-old's face as she was engaged in hard work and getting dirty. And I have photographic evidence of it in case she tries to deny it. But then also the highlight was the dad points I got for zip lining in the Amazon rainforest with my daughter. But that's a story for another day. That wasn't actually part of the mission. so so it was a great overall experience. We all had a great time. We would do it again in a heartbeat. It really was just a fabulous experience, and would do it again. So thank you, kids around the world, for a fantastic opportunity to be able to serve the community, serve other people, share the love of Jesus with them. And if you want to know anything more about it, I would highly encourage you and your family to go out as well. And I would love to give you that information. All right. Until next week, have a great day. Choose to make it a great day, a great week, and we'll talk later.